Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Hulkbuster Wave. We're having a look finally at Hulkbuster Iron Man. Hulkbuster Iron Man was one of those build-a-figures that I was super excited to get. It seems as of late, Hasbro has really upped their game when it comes to build-figures. They kind of went through a little bit of a lull where we were getting the likes of a Jubilee, we were getting the likes of a Rocket Raccoon, we were getting the likes of Hit Monkey, and then, we started getting a little bit better. We got, old Thor / Odin, and they got a little bit better, but again, they were still the equivalent of a standard Marvel Legends figure. And then all of a sudden, just like that, we started getting really good figures again. Of course, this figure, we've got Rhino, which is a wave that we're going to be looking at in another set of videos. Again, really excited that it doesn't seem like Hasbro skimped anything when it comes to this figure. He has a good bit of weight to him. Though his torso is light, the torso, as I mentioned before, is a lighter piece. Both these sections are light. The arms, however, and legs more than make up for the weight that this piece ends up being. He's a towering figure. Unfortunately, I don't have a Hulk that I compare him to, but let's bring in, we already looked at this guy before, the War Machine. Very tall, very tall. He's essentially a half figure taller than the regular Marvel Legends line. And as equally so, I mean, Hulkbuster Iron Man should be a towering figure. He shouldn't be a small figure. Like for the likes of Toy Biz tried one of the earliest released Hulkbuster Iron Mans that I can recall. Their Hulkbuster Iron Man was good, but again, it wasn't the sheer size of, something like this. Paint actually very nice on the piece. It has that processed plastic in some areas. That kind of swooshy plastic makes up a lot of his torso. And the torso, I find, is like one of the only pieces that just doesn't gel with everything else. The legs and the arms seem a lighter color, but there's something about that torso that doesn't quite match the head, the arms, and the legs. From a distance, you don't notice it as much. When you start looking at it a little bit closer, it does stand out a little bit. Now, you could kind of justify it because like the torso looks like it could have clamped over top of an undersuit. So like the arms and the head, even like the area of the neck, theoretically could have been underneath this torso plate here, and it could justify why the torso is slightly off-colored to everything else. But yeah, he feels extremely heavy. I love the coloring that they given him to it. He still has traditional Iron Man colors, predominantly red, little accents of gold, silver. Silver kind of just peaks at little areas like around the bicep area, around the torso, and then in the sections of the legs. Most of the accents are in the gold, especially these kind of gauntlet, almost like hockey goalie pads that he's got on the sides. No doubt, I'm sure, for a good couple of pummels to the Hulk there, till Hulk gets really angry. The legs have a good size to them that he stands well. Have no issues with him standing. And you could get him in some pretty good poses. Like you could bend the leg, bend the arm kind of thing, and like move the head around. And I don't have any issues with that. I mean, I can move those legs, and it doesn't seem like he's going to be toppling over on me. So putting a little bit extra weight in those legs has paid off for a pretty posable, non-hindered, non-toppling over Iron Man. Very nice. And spin around in the back. It's got some thrusters going on there as well. I guess you can kind of see more in the back area how the plastic doesn't quite match the arms and the legs. But again, if you're going to have it on the shelf, you're probably not going to have it on the shelf like that. That would just be ridiculous. If you have him facing this way, there's enough going on for him that you wouldn't notice necessarily the off color of that plastic. Of course, now that I've said it, everybody's like, thank you, Spotway. In the way of his articulation, as impressive as the figure is, he has a good amount of movement to him as well. We've already seen that he has the ball joint in the head, but because the ball joint is what it is, not only can you hinge the head up and down, but you can also pivot it, and you can get a lot of different movements from Iron Man here. So I like that a lot. The torso is a little more problematic. I'm still fighting with it, and I don't want to fight with it too much that I hear that one snap make sound, and then I know something's broken inside. So it does move, but I'm not going to fight with it too much. I just don't want to. I don't want to take that risk. Arms hinge out, and they also obviously move forward and back. Little squeaky when you start moving the arms. They swivel at the bicep. They have a hinge in the forearm, which also rotates at the forearm. So it rotates at the bicep, it rotates at the forearm, and also has the hinge in the elbow. And it also, despite this being kind of in the way, still has hinges in the hands. No movement in the waist section, but the legs move forward and back quite a bit. They move out. He has not even so much, they're not even like leg joints. It's not like an actual start and stop point. It's just one hinge, and the leg has quite a lot of movement along that area there. And then finally, the feet pivot, and they also hinge. Easily one of my favorite new build of figures from the Marvel Legends line. I'm super excited. I won't lie to you. I'm super excited for the Rhino wave, but this raises the bar. And for any collectors out there that were really losing faith, I would say, maybe losing faith in Hasbro's ability to produce regaining the throne of a high-end Build-A-Figure because of maybe some of the things that we've seen, the Jubilees, the Hit Monkeys, and even like Odin's, which still remained to be a small figure. This, I think, brings Hasbro back to the days of building big figures. It's not Fing Fang Foom, but it's still a pretty big, heavy, chunky, plastic goodness of a Build-A-Figure, and I really, really love this piece. I know Spot's a little hard to read, so, you know, all I could say is definitely if you have a chance, pick this guy up for yourself. You definitely won't be disappointed. Now, the figures themselves, I have to come clean. I have to say, like, the figures themselves from this wave, some of them were good, some of them were bad. I don't feel like it was a very strong wave. And I don't want to really start comparing wave to wave, but like the Rhino wave, I think is going to end up being a stronger wave. A Hulkbuster wave here, while it does have strong contenders, like I liked, for all intents and purposes, even though he was a re-release, I liked the War Machine. But my favorite figures were probably the Marvel Now Iron Man. Put them right there. And you can again see how much taller Hulkbuster is. And also really like the ladies. The ladies. There's Valkyrie and Thundra. Surprisingly, these were my favorite figures from this wave. The Blizzard, probably the more disappointing of the figures. Doctor Strange wasn't bad. Vision was eh. But at the end of the day, the Build-A-Figure was the best figure from this set. And sometimes, as easy as that might seem, like, why wouldn't the Build-A-Figure be the draw? Again, some of the waves, the Build-A-Figure at the end of the day was just okay. This figure is A-okay. Today's toy spot, we were finishing our looks at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Hulkbuster wave, and of course, we had to have the final video as Hulkbuster. There's no way around it. If you guys haven't had a chance to pick up this line for yourself, do yourself a favor, go pick it up, build your very own Hulkbuster. Big Bad Toy Store has this line currently available, and as well as the, I think they also have the Rhino Wave. I'll be getting those as well. Certainly thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. If you also had a chance to pick up this line for yourself, let me know what your favorite figures were from this set, and maybe your overall impression of what you thought of this wave. Did you think it was a good wave? Did you think it was an okay wave? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. Certainly also stay tuned. Spot's got more videos always heading your way. I'll see you next time.